What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Maxed Out Crypto video. Today we're just going to be doing a little market update, see what's going on in the market, take a look at the charts. So let's dive into it. Excuse me. So, I believe last time we said there would be a pullback possibly to this EMA. It looks like we didn't quite make it to the EMA, but we did have that pullback that we were talking about. And I did take a long once that pullback came, and I'm still in it. But we are at this level, which, I mean, we're looking strong. We really are. But I am currently in a little size short, just because, you know, we're at the top of this range right here that we've been in since June of last year. So, I mean, it wouldn't make sense just if we did have maybe another pullback. We'll see. We could bust through. But let's take a look. Let's see what we can see. So, last week was a good week. Had a nice 17% move, and we seem to be trucking right along. We had a little pullback, but we're still fighting through this zone. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see what the 4-day is talking about. 4-day is looking good. We've got money flow. Let's see, get this so we can see it a little better. We got money flow coming up. We got a green dot starting to print. Looks like momentum's poised to continue up. The only negative is these RSIs are pretty far apart. But we can continue to possibly consolidate here while these slowly move up and then maybe come together up here. We shall see how that plays out. Let's zoom in a little more to the daily. Alright, so the daily money flow is coming down. We do have some divergence happening right here and on the money flow. I mean, this money flow could just continue on up. This momentum could kind of start to clip and continue up. But we do need to be aware. This is kind of one of the reasons I jumped into a short. I mean, these RSIs are looking strong. So the main reason was this 2 hour. This little red dot right here had just printed when I got in, and we have money flow coming down, right? 4 hour. 4 hour looks stronger. We haven't clipped yet here, and money flow is just going up. We haven't really had, we kind of had a lower high here, but we haven't had, you know, we haven't really made a lower high in the waves in general. So, I mean, this does kind of look like a breakout pattern, right? But as we know in crypto, oftentimes these things will look like this and fake out and then go. So we'll see. So let's jump back to the daily. Bitcoin's looking good. It's looking like it could fight through this range. Alright, let's take a look at some other indices to determine if we think she's gonna bust through or not. Alright. Dominance is looking good. It's continuing on this path here that we've been eyeing for the last couple weeks. Let's take a look at the weekly. Oh, we're getting a little game of red dot, green dot right here, which often, you know, is bullish, where we get a red dot, but then we get a green dot immediately after. That usually means we can kind of continue to pump. Though if we do get another red dot right here, you know, say we come up a little and get a red dot right there, that would be my guess is we start to pull back right there. So dominance looking good. Let's take a look at the Dow. The markets were closed today because it's President's Day here in America. This is looking interesting. We're starting to clip. This money flow does not want to come up. As you can see, we kind of started and then we're getting like the flick off. So that's not ideal, but we're still okay. These RSIs aren't amazing. This momentum is trying to clip, but still hasn't. That's probably a positive sign. Can't really gauge a whole lot. Let's drop down a time frame. We're starting to get in the green here. It's a little better, but we are diverging, as you can see. On the 4-day, let's go back a little. But see, we had a similar Similar move happening here, right? Similar money flow level. So Dow's looking okay. Let's drop down one more level. Well, that's some nice curvature to the downside, right? Divergence where we kind of staying flat in price. All right, let's get this back where we can see it. There we go. See, kind of flat and diverging down. That's not great. So lower time frames on the Dow are suggesting a pullback. Let's see where if we were similar here-ish. I mean, but even here we just kind of continued on it and didn't have the pullback till later. Here we had a pretty big pullback. Was that COVID? Yeah, that was, no, that wasn't COVID. That was like after. This was COVID here. So I mean, obviously we don't want this to happen, right? Because that will bring down crypto too. So the lower time frames aren't as strong as the high time frames on the Dow. So that would make me believe, I mean, we do have a red diamond, blood diamond here, and we did get what? Last blood diamond. We got like a 3% drop. So beside me, maybe we get another 3%. Take out these lows, get some liquidity, and we get maybe a little dip into the red, and then we continue on. Alright, let's see what we can gauge from SPY. We still haven't gotten to this gap. See, we got this gap. I keep thinking we're going to pull in here, but we have not. So it likes to fill these gaps. As you can see, a lot of these gaps in here have been filled. This, once again, is kind of along with the Dow. Does not look super bullish. Money flow looks like it's rolling over. We had this high, and now we kind of made this lower high. But we could easily just continue this wave and continue to diverge on up. You know, even if we pull back here and have that, we could still make higher highs while diverging. Let's see if we got a similar spot. No. No, I mean, this just kind of started up. This is kind of our best fractal, but it doesn't really match the money flow, so I don't really like that. So it's just kind of a wait and see. So these aren't giving us much hints on what could be happening with Bitcoin. So standard markets are kind of looking like they might pull back a little bit, which means Bitcoin could be hitting the resistance and getting a pullback as well. What's the dollar looking? Dollar's on the rise ever since it hit this level that we mapped out maybe like a month ago from this previous resistance right here. It's gone up since it hit that level. So let's look at the weekly. Yeah, we still got that green dot and we're still smoothing out. We're not rolling over. We even had a retest of this 21 EMA on the dollar weekly. And, well, I guess we didn't quite test it, did we? We hit the force field and we're still pushing up. Let's drop down 4-day. 4-day looks similar to the weekly. 3-day. 3-day looks pretty good. I mean, this money flow's kind of coming back to the red, but we could easily kind of do one of these, you know, just a little red and come back up. We are fighting the EMA on the 3-day. So with this little pump in the Dixie, that's also suggesting Bitcoin is hitting that resistance. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX had a little bump. We had been at these lows, you know, taking out these lows for a while. Let's look at the weekly. So we had a little bump last week, and we've kind of come down. But we just confirmed this dot, and every time we confirm these dots below this 25 line here, we get a decent little move. And as you know, the VIX is inversely correlated with Bitcoin and standard markets. When the VIX goes up, the price of Bitcoin and the price of the stock market go down. So that's also suggesting that we're hitting that resistance. So with this monthly green dot, it's our best friend and holding strong. which makes me think we have upside. The lower time frames aren't suggesting. The weekly, I mean, we haven't clipped at all. That's still looking good. So we're kind of at an impasse right here. We hit this level, and we're fighting through. I mean, these candlesticks look nice, right? But this week just started, you know, so we could have, where's a good example? You know, something like this, right? Where it looks like we're pushing up, but then the week finishes in the red, right? Because it opened here and then pushed up to there, and then ultimately closed down here. So we could come back down. We could kind of have a double, maybe a little double flag, and then we pull out. I could see that. Have this maybe clip a little bit and then continue, and then money flow come up. Yeah, I could easily see that. So it's hard to say what's going to happen this week. If I'm being completely honest with myself, there's no clear-cut edge. I would say if there is a bit of an edge, it's on the short side. Just by the way these time frames. I mean, yeah, see, it's just so mixed. This 3-day looks good. Yes, we are diverging, but the money flow has yet to make, you know, has yet to really come down. And we still have this powerful VWAP wave that hit. You know, that VWAP got over the 25 line, and that's strong. Whenever the VWAP gets that high, see, look here. VWAP got that high, boom. I mean, we did have this pullback. And where else? Here we go. It almost got to the 25 line right here, the VWAP wave, and we pushed. And then here, it got to the 25 line. And we did push, but then we had a pullback. But it ultimately continued to push. So, I'm not leaving you guys with many answers today, which happens, you know, it happens. Not everyone can predict what's going to happen every time. We've been pretty good so far with a pump into this level, and then we thought we'd have a 10% pullback, and sure enough, 10% pullback. But now we seem to be pushing up. 3-day looks good. Weekly looks good. It's just when you start dropping down to lower time frames, daily starting to money flow roll over, which is fine because we can still diverge, you know, and make higher prices while the money flow is still going down. So we'll have to see what this week brings. Like I said, I am in this short. It's a little in the red right now, but that's fine. It's a, you know, longer play, so I'm fine with it having some fluctuations, and we'll see what this week brings. Alright, well, that's it for today's video. You guys have a great week, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.